There are many long-term and short-term effects of human trafficking in Thailand. Men and women who are affected by this are living their everyday lives in fear of being abducted. Whenever they leave their homes, they have to be constantly scared that they might not return. Stealing humans from their lives, family, and their freedom contradicts everything that the Declaration of Human Rights states. Some major short-term effects of human trafficking in Thailand has caused are the physical and mental well-being of the victims of trafficking. When people are abducted and held in the conditions that they are, health is not a big concern to the ones who hold them. It is very common for a trafficked man or woman to develop a disease or sickness that will not be treated, whether it's from forced labor or sexual exploitation. Some long-term effects of this issue are the effects that it has on the economy and the safety of the citizens of Thailand. The trafficking industry in Thailand makes billions annually. By abducting people who live and work freely in Thailand to live and work for no pay in depraved living conditions, it has taken away from the job opportunities to help the country. So many citizens have been stolen and sent to and from Thailand that it has basically crippled the economy. They have too many laborers and not enough educated citizens to eventually help the government and economy. Globalization has had a positive effect on human trafficking in Thailand by broadening the world's awareness to this horrible industry. The increased connections to the internet that the world today has come to consider normal has its positive sides. Because reaching and communicating with others around the world is so easy today, it has practically encouraged people to spread their opinions, ideas, and even concerns with people who may not have had the chance to hear about it if not for the internet and the access it allows to all that use it. Because Thailand has no actual comprehensive anti-trafficking laws, those who are prosecuted are only accountable for certain charges, none directly including human trafficking. Most people who have been prosecuted have only faced up to 7 years in prison, but it is most common for the prosecuted to only serve 1 year in jail, which isn't sufficient. By this information being public and open to other countries' knowledge, it has led to the aid of countries like the U.S. to better help enforce and create laws that can help diminish the spread of trafficking in Thailand. Globalization has had a negative effect on trafficking in Thailand by making the marketing and demand of these citizens, whether it is for the purpose of sexual exploitation of women and even young children, or the forced labor for men. The connections that the world has today has led to the uncontrollable expansion of this industry. The fact that millions of people are brought into and out of Thailand for the purpose of forced labor for those who will pay is all due to the simple fact that anyone can request something, or in this case, someone, from halfway across the world, simply
There
through
are
the
many
internet or
long-term
a
and
contact
short-term
made through
effects
it.
of human trafficking in
Because
Thailand.
globalization has
Men
led
and
to an
women who are
increased amount
affected
of
by this
outsourcing
are
in
living their
Thailand,
everyday
it
lives
has
in
led to
fear
the
of being
search for cheap
abducted.
labor that large
Whenever
companies
they
and
leave their
traffickers
homes,
look
they
for
have to be
constantly.
constantly scared that they might
This
not
leads to the
return.
non-stop cycle of
Stealing
companies
humans from their
searching for the
lives,
cheapest
family, and
labor
their
so
freedom
they can make the
contradicts
largest
everything that
profit
the
possible.
Declaration of Human Rights states. Some major short-term effects that human
There are
trafficking in
many
Thailand has
long-term and
caused
short-term
are
effects
the
of human
physical and
trafficking in
mental
Thailand.
well-being of the victims of
Men and women
trafficking.
who are affected by this
When
are living their
people
everyday
are
lives in
abducted and
fear of
held in
being
the conditions
abducted.
that they are, health
Whenever
is
they
not
leave
a
their
big
homes,
concern
they
to
have
the
to be
ones who hold
constantly
them.
scared that they
It
might
is
not
very
return.
common for a trafficked man or
Stealing
woman
humans
to
from their
develop a
lives,
disease
family,
or
and their
sickness
freedom
that will not be
contradicts
treated,
everything that
whether
the
it is from forced
Declaration of
labor
Human Rights
or
states.
sexual exploitation.
Some major
Some
short-term
long-term
effects of
effects of this
human
issue
trafficking
are
in
the
Thailand
effects
has
that it has on the
caused are
economy
the
and
physical
safety
and
of the
mental
citizens.
well-being of the victims
The
of
trafficking
trafficking.
industry in Thailand makes
When people are
billions
abducted
annually.
and held in the
By
conditions that they
abducting
are,
people who live and
health
work
is not
freely
a
in
big concern to the
Thailand,
ones
to
who
live
hold
and work
them.
for no pay
It
and
is very
depraved living
common for a
conditions,
trafficked man or
it has
woman to
taken
develop
away
a
from the
disease
job
or sickness
opportunities to
that
help
will
the
not be
country.
treated, whether it's
So
from
many
forced labor
citizens
or
have been
sexual
stolen and sent to
exploitation.
and from Thailand that it has basically
Some
crippled
long-term
the
effects
economy.
of this
They
issue
have
are the
too many
effects that it has
laborers
on
and
the
not enough
economy and the
educated
safety of the
citizens to
citizens of
eventually help the
Thailand.
government and
The
economy.
trafficking industry in Thailand makes billions
Globalization has had a
annually.
positive effect on human
By
trafficking in
abducting
Thailand
people
by
who live and
broadening
work
the world's
freely in
awareness to
Thailand
this
to live and
horrible
work for no
industry.
pay in depraved
The
living
increased
conditions,
connections to the
it has
internet that
taken
the
away
world
from the
today
job
has come to
opportunities
consider
to help the
normal
country.
has its positive
So
sides.
many citizens have been
Because
stolen
reaching
and
and
sent to and
communicating with
from
others
Thailand
around
that
the
it has
world is so
basically
easy
crippled the
today,
economy.
it has practically
They have too
encouraged
many
people to
laborers
spread
and
their
not enough
opinions,
educated citizens
ideas,
to
and
eventually
even
help the
concerns
government and
with people who
economy.
may not have had the chance to hear about it if not for the internet
Globalization
and
has had a
the access it
positive
allows
effect
to
on
all that
human
use it.
trafficking in Thailand by
Because Thailand has
broadening the
no
world's
actual
awareness to this
comprehensive
horrible industry.
anti-trafficking laws,
The
those who
increased
are
connections to the
prosecuted are only
internet that the
accountable
world
for
today
certain
has come
charges,
to consider
none
normal
directly including
has its
human
positive
trafficking.
sides.
Most
Because
people who
reaching
have
and
been
communicating with
prosecuted have
others
only
around the
faced up to
world is
7
so
years in
easy
prison,
today,
but it
it
is
has
most common
practically
for the
encouraged
prosecuted
people
to
to
only
spread
serve
their
1 year in
opinions,
jail,
ideas, and even
which is not
concerns with
sufficient.
people who may not have had the
By
chance
this
to hear about
information
it if
being
not for
public
the
and open
internet
to
and the
other
access it
countries'
allows to all
knowledge,
that use
it
it.
has led to the aid of countries like the
Because Thailand
U.S.
has
to
no
better help
actual
enforce and
comprehensive
create laws
anti-trafficking
that
laws,
can help diminish
those
the
who are
spread of
prosecuted are
trafficking in
only
Thailand.
accountable for certain charges,
Globalization has had a
none
negative effect
directly
on
including
trafficking in
human
Thailand.
trafficking.
By making the
Those
marketing in
people who have
demand of
been
these citizens,
prosecuted have
whether
only
it's for the
faced up to
purpose of
7 years in
sexual
prison,
exploitation
but
of
it is
women
most
and even
common for
young
the
children,
prosecuted to only
or
serve
the
1 year
forced
in
labor
jail,
for men.
which isn't sufficient.
The connections that the
By
world
this
today
information being
has
public
led
and open to other
to the
countries' knowledge,
uncontrollable expansion
it
of
has led
this
to the aid of
industry.
countries like the
The fact
US
that
to better
millions of
help
people are
enforce and
brought
create
into and out
laws
of
that
Thailand
can
for the
help
purpose
diminish
of
the
forced
spread of
labor
trafficking in
for those who
Thailand.
will pay is all due to the simple fact that anyone can
Globalization has had a
request
negative effect on
something, or in this
trafficking in
case
Thailand by
someone,
making the
from halfway
marketing and
across the
demand of
world,
these citizens,
simply through the
whether it is
internet
for
or a
the purpose of
contact made
sexual
through it.
exploitation of
Because
women and
globalization
even
has
young
led to
children,
an
or the
increased
forced
amount of
labor for
outsourcing in
men.
Thailand,
The
it has led to
connections
the
that the
search
world
for
has
cheap labor
today
that large
has led to the
companies and traffickers
uncontrollable
look for
expansion of this
constantly.
industry.
This leads to the
The fact that
nonstop
millions of
cycle of
people are
companies
brought
searching
into
for